In this episode of Vampire Academy, Rose hits the road as the truth comes out, Christian wants to see his parents, and Lissa steps up. Hello, entertainment enthusiasts. This is Ray, and this is the Fandom Realm. Today I'm reviewing and reacting to Episode 9 of Vampire Academy. This is a spoiler review, so just be warned. Today I'm looking at Episode 9 of Vampire Academy. I've been getting progressively more interested in this series as it has moved forward. I thought the beginning of the episode was a little slow, but really enjoyed the last half, and that really made up for it. Just the number of reveals that we had made the episode worth it for me, and it was an excellent setup for the finale. I think I want to start out with the next Monarch storyline. Things have gotten interesting as Tatiana's people captured Sonya and exposed her to everyone as a Strigoi. This was done to embarrass Victor, who had just won the trial of elements to become the new monarch. She is trying to play the public to support her bid to become monarch and to overthrow the elements. She tried to get the queen to overturn the trials, but was shocked when her aunt, the head of the religion, said that the religion would only support Victor because he won the trial by the elements. This infuriated Tatiana, and she's going to make some inflammatory speeches, and she's really going to go out campaigning to become the new monarch. Victor all but forces Lissa to heal him so that he can become the new monarch, and she responded by saying, "Take it all," as she did heal him. I'm not exactly sure where this is going or how much she did heal him at this point. That's something we are going to have to see. Lissa had already informed him of her spirit powers, revealing that Sonya may have had spirit powers as well, and that could have been what helped lead her to become a Strigoi. Lissa is going to realize some things and goes to see the queen. It's time for her to step up. So she makes a proposal to the queen, and the big thing here is Lissa realizes Victor should not be monarch. So she proposes the idea to the queen that she once again become the heir to the throne, and that the queen would remain queen until Lissa had finished training to become the new monarch. One of those things she was going to have to do would be to get her quorum back by getting married. Hopefully that's going to be to Christian, but we're going to see what happens because a lot of things went down in this episode. The queen does accept Lissa's suggestion, and she's going to publicly declare the trials moot and makes Lissa the heir once again and announces that she is going to remain queen. Listen, I'm going to tell you and be honest here. I've been wondering why the queen didn't do this already. It makes plenty of sense. Actually, I thought once Lissa's brother was killed, she should have probably said, "Hey, wait, I'm going to stay queen." I don't see anything in the series so far that explains why she was having to step down anyway. There may be something in the books, and if there is, feel free to point it out, but I am not a Vampire Academy book reader, so I don't know all the ins and outs of the story. Now, the next storyline, for me, was the most interesting, partially because it involved my favorite character, Christian. Basically, Christian is feeling like he wants to talk to his parents. So that's what this storyline actually is going to revolve around. We find out that Diane, the female human giving blood to the Moroi, is actually Christian's parents' source at St. Vladimir's. Christian is going to ask her to set up a meeting after Maya is kidnapped. Christian is going to ask her to set up a meeting. We are going to see that Maya was kidnapped, and so the idea is going to be trade Maya for Sonya. Christian really wants to make a connection with his parents and talks to both of them when they meet up. They did have a priest come, and they had a special knife or a dagger that actually works as a key to take down the wards. That priest is going to be very important. We'll talk more about them in a couple of minutes. But the priest takes the wards down. They exchange Maya and Sonya. And basically, it turns out this was just a distraction. Basically, the priest restores the wards and leaves. And the priest leaves with, I don't know her name, but it's the female head of the Dampiers that we see in several episodes. Well, that priest is going to end up stabbing Dampier. And again, I'm going to get back to that in just a second. So Christian is going to talk to his parents, and they're finally going to reveal to him that this whole meeting was a setup so that the Strigoi could feed. It's at that point we're going to be shown the priest bringing down the wards, basically after killing the leader of the Dampiers that I just talked about. And Christian's going to realize they don't really care about him anymore. And he's going to use his powers to burn his father to death. And he throws a fireball at his mom. Mom's going to basically scream at him that Lissa is hers. Now, while all this is going on, there is another storyline, and it sort of has two stories diverging into one. And the first part of it is with Mason and Rose. They actually hook up in the episode, and they're going to decide they need to leave St. Vladimir's. They're tired of the Dampiers being used. They don't want to be told what to do like that anymore, so they're going to pick up and leave. Unfortunately, at the same time, Dimitri's going to be questioned by the Dampier leader about what happened in that town they were in a few episodes ago when they met, I think her name was Sasha, right off the top of my head. We're actually going to see Sasha come in to be interrogated, to be asked questions, and this is after Dimitri basically won't say what happened. For some reason, they're on to the fact that Dimitri is lying in his report about Sasha being dead. In the end, he's going to take responsibility and is found guilty by his superior and sent to a holding cell until the Queen can pronounce a sentence. Now, the thing here is Mason knows all this is happening, but was asked by Dimitri not to say anything to Rose because he correctly thought, in my opinion, that she would not leave if she knew Dimitri were in trouble. The problem now is Rose and Mason are headed out of town, and Dimitri, one of their best fighters, is sitting in a cell while the Strigoi start their attack. Now, jumping back to that priestess we talked about earlier, the one that lowered the wards for the Strigoi to attack, it is revealed that that priestess is Tatiana, and that she secretly has Lissa's supposedly dead brother held captive. I'm wondering what issues the Strigoi have with the Dragomirs at this point, because that's apparently what their goal has been, to keep the Dragomirs from inheriting the throne. So I'm going to be interested to see exactly what their issue is, hopefully in this next episode. And basically, as the episode closes, we are seeing the Strigoi start to attack the Moroi at St. Vladimir's, and it's not going to be good. Now, let's just talk about a grade for this episode. I think this was my favorite episode of the season so far, although it started out a little bit slow. The Queen finally did what she should have done from the start. The action was good enough to keep me happy, especially Christian is going to blast his father with fire. I was very happy with that. You know, I'm a big Christian fan. And then the look on Christian's face when he realized his parents didn't really care anything about him anymore. That was just totally heartbreaking. I was also happy to see Christian using his powers. Just any of these Moroi using their powers is a good thing. They've got all these Strigoi running around now. Some of them may need to use them. The twists were also very nice, especially the one with Tatiana being revealed as either Strigoi or a Strigoi sympathizer, or maybe she has some type of deal worked out with them. I don't know. I'm assuming we're going to learn this in the next episode. But also the twist with Tatiana having Lissa's brother, who was supposed to be dead, tied up in what looked like a back room somewhere. I really can't come up with many negatives. It was a little slow to start with, but it really picked up. I'm not really into that whole Dampier storyline and the idea of Mason and Rose leaving. I'm not a big Rose fan anyway, and I had forgotten that her and Mason were actually together, so the whole hookup thing was a little bit odd to me. But overall, I really like this episode, so I'm going to give it an A-. Here's hoping that the finale is just as good. Just to let everybody know, I will be putting out my reaction to the last episode on Friday after the finale airs on Thursday. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed the review. please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and comment below. And I will see you next time on the Fandom Realm.